Alright, this is going to be one fun video to make because it honestly involves two companies trolling each other in the best possible way. I bring up two companies because, like always, it revolves around Xbox and PlayStation, two companies that seem to go head to head almost daily at this point. And if you've been paying attention to the competition between Xbox and PlayStation for the last several years, if not the last 15 years, you know that both companies are at each other's throats for the most part, even though Xbox has seemingly pulled away from the console war narrative and has laid their sights on much bigger companies like Tencent, Google, and of course Amazon. Well, that doesn't mean they still can't have a pretty good laugh at the expense of Sony and the way they're handling certain aspects of the next generation PS5 features, or better yet, lack of features. So I want to preface this by saying this is very similar to what Sony did to Xbox back in 2013, where they had two people handing physical games to each other. I'm sure you remember that video and the advertisement that really did punch a hole in the marketing team for Xbox at the launch of the Xbox One console. It was a simple advertisement and a very easy way to earn the trust of hardcore gamers. After that, it was really hard for Xbox to establish a customer-friendly situation for their console. And now, as fate would have it, Xbox is doing the same exact thing 7 years later at the launch of the Xbox Series X and the PS5 respectively. But this time, it revolves around something that Sony seems to be fumbling with all over the place, which is back compat and forward compatibility with their games, not to mention cross-generational saves on your games. It's something that Xbox executives have championed for a very long time now, and even talked about being one of the best features on their platform. And while some gamers made fun of Xbox saying, "Who gets to play old games?" it was still a feature that was requested by the majority of gamers. And it's looking like all that hard work is paying off for Xbox, especially with the tragic problems and issues that Sony is dealing with since they didn't seem to make their console ready for backwards compatibility, which Xbox was ready to capitalize on in a massive way. And I must admit, it's pretty funny. So let's get into these problems by Sony's PS5 and also see how Xbox decided to respond and even mock the way Sony handled this situation. Because I have to admit, it's pretty savage and I don't see Sony having an answer for this issue for a little while, which gives Xbox another massive advantage next generation. Let's see if you agree. But first, like always, if you like the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so first of all, I want to make clear exactly what Xbox is talking about. So one of the main stories going around the gaming world right now is the fact that cross-saves and cross-platform games like SpiderMan on the PS4 or even next-generation games like Dirt 5 won't have cross-save on the PS4 to the PS5. Not to mention the crazy debacle that is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Basically, what's happening is that Sony didn't plan ahead for some reason when it comes to cross-generation saves for their customers. And instead of saying they believe in true generation, that compromise of PS5 only games, what they really mean is that they want to charge people extra money for games they already own, which to me is so anti-consumer and confusing it baffles the mind. But to clear it all up, let's dive into what some developers and other people have said about the cross saves and the games working on the PS4 and PS5 platform. So first up is Yakuza and Dirt 5 developers talking about the saves going from PS4 to the PS5. Here's what's said. Earlier this week, the developer of Yakuza Like a Dragon confirmed PlayStation 4 save files can't be transferred over to the PS5 version. Now, Codemasters had said the same is true of Dirt 5, and Microsoft has noticed. Currently on Xbox, all progress can be carried over between generations. Codemasters wrote, on PlayStation, your playground creations can be carried over, but other game progress, career, currency, save liveries cannot. If that changes, we'll let you know. As with Yakuza, there's no explanation for why Dirt 5 saves won't work for the next gen version, despite the game offering a free upgrade. So while you don't have to buy the game a second time, you will still have to start your progress over from scratch. Now, just to make this clear for everyone, this is directly from developers talking about what happens when you play the game on the PS4 and ultimately upgrade to the PS5. Not only does all your playtime just vanish into the ether, but you can't carry things over even if you have the same account on the PSN network. To me, that's a little funky, especially since we're in 2020 and everything should just carry over easily. I mean, Xbox has been doing this for some time now and has laid the foundation down so gamers can actually play games cross-generational. But not only that we can play our games on any system or device we want, and those saves will come along with us. And this isn't some hurdle that can't be overcome because, let's be real, as coders, they can manipulate certain aspects to their infrastructure any way they want. And it's something that Sony needs to answer, and it would seem they're the only ones that can answer that, which the article points out here. What's going on here? The difference between Playground's data, which is stored on a server, and personal game progress may be a clue. It seems there is some kind of limitation on what PS4 data can be accessed by a PS5 version, although one Sony can work around itself to offer save transfers on Spider-Man Miles Morales, really only Sony can answer. So yeah, Sony, please come out and tell us exactly what's happening, because this is something that you just can't brush under the rug. Maybe be more transparent with your user base and give us a heads up not to buy games on the PS4, since they won't transfer to the new PS5 console we will get. So yes, this is a massive problem that seemed to be ignored by Sony, especially when media types or even fans ask for an explanation. And it's something that Xbox didn't let just slip by. Larry Herb went to Twitter to explain exactly how this works for the Xbox side of the ecosystem. Here's what he had to say. Cloud saves and 4 generations of compatibility means I pick up right where I left off in Fallout 4 from the comfort of my Xbox Series X. Check. Saved game in progress on my level 52 character. Check. Fast loading and quick resume mean more time to help settlements. Alright, that's a massive burn, especially with the media going at Sony about this cross-save thing, because let's face it, how could Sony not be ready for cross-save and play when they have over 100 million people on the PS4? It's as if they expected all those gamers to just pick up and leave a platform they invested in. As for Xbox, this is one of the best responses they could have done, because it shows they've put gamers first in everything they've done. Because you have to realize this wasn't something that could be done overnight. No, this was planned for years. Xbox has worked out the way to cross-save on their platform using the cloud. And because of that hard work, it's starting to pay off with the Xbox Series X. As a customer, I feel secure in my purchase, and most of all, I feel that my money is being respected. Not thrown to the side because a multi-billion-dollar company is trying to make me buy a different copy of the same game I own because I upgraded to a PS5. It just doesn't make sense. Which brings me to the Spider-Man train wreck that Sony made themselves. Talk about confusing. This thing is the most confusing thing I've seen since the DRM explanation in 2013. It's something that can truly make Sony look like a very anti-consumer company. You know what? Actually, let me just give you the statement from Sony that made everyone scratch their heads. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered is an enhanced version of Marvel's Spider-Man and is included as part of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition for the PlayStation 5. In addition, players who purchase Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS4 can upgrade at no additional cost to the PS5 version of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales and can take advantage of a paid upgrade to download Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. There are no plans currently to offer Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered as a standalone. Players with a copy of Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4 can purchase Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition to experience Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on PS5. Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4 also will be backwards compatible on PS5. Alright, so basically you can't bring Spider-Man PS4 Remastered or Enhanced with you to the PS5, and if you want to, you have to purchase Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, and then you'll get the remastered version of the PS5. What? So basically, you can't take a game you bought with you to the same PlayStation platform, and in order to get any type of enhancements for that game, you have to pay for them. One of the most popular games of the generation that over 10 million people bought is going to be locked behind a paywall for the PS5. Talk about a money-grabbing move by a company that's already made enough money off the Spider-Man game. This to me is inexcusable and should be fought against. Oh, and don't think this will be the only game that this happens to. There's already rumors about a remastered Bloodborne PS5 version. What is Sony trying to do? Oh, I can tell you. They're trying to double dip on games you already own and call it a next generation experience. You see, that's how they could lie and say they believe in generations. This is a massive problem, and honestly, it's a problem that Xbox sees and capitalized on. Here's what the Xbox UK Twitter account had to say about all of this. Here's a thread on how you can upgrade games to the Xbox Series X/S with smart delivery in a few easy steps. The arrow points down to look at the thread. Just buy the game with that funny Leo laughing picture. Alright, I have to say, this is one of the most savage marketing things I've ever seen. This single-handedly destroys everything that Sony is trying to do when it comes to cross-play or cross-platform gaming. I mean, come on, that face and that tweet just makes me laugh. It's why I brought up the Sony troll they did back in 2013 where they talked about giving used games with your friends. Well, Sony, this is your payback, and I have to say, it's completely savage. Because let's be real, the way PlayStation is handling this no free upgrade to the PS5 version of games is just dumb, especially since Xbox is doing it all for free with smart delivery. Not only that, almost all first-party games will get upgrades and even frame rate boosts and some graphical boosts. Oh, and even ray tracing added. all free because they respect your purchase. So yeah, I'm happy Xbox is calling out Sony because they need to be called out. This is something that all gamers should stand against and even tell Sony this isn't acceptable. Respect my purchase and put the games I already own on the platform I invested in. Don't cut me off and charge me more money for something I already own and hide behind the line, "We believe in generations." Well, show me you believe in generations with new games and new experiences, not the same games I own, just at a different price point. Either way, I'm glad Xbox is doing this, and I hope Sony shakes things up and gives us gamers what we deserve, because if the competition is doing it, you better believe gamers will flock to the company that gives them the best value. Start building the foundation now, Sony, just like Xbox did years ago. It will pay off in the long run. But enough about what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about all of this. Do you like how Xbox responded to this? Do you find it funny that Xbox mocked Sony's problems? Will you support another round of so-called remasters? Are you happy that Xbox is doing smart delivery? Should Sony back out on this remaster cash grab? Shouldn't we have cross-save on the platform we decide to play on? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zocker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zocker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. Right now, I'm playing Mafia Definitive Edition. I have put probably like 8 or 9 hours into this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's very linear in an open world, which is kind of weird, but it does feel like a 360 game, but it's just enhanced. The visuals are stunning. I'm having a lot of fun with the game, and the story is actually a lot of fun. I just kind of miss games like this, where they're not overwhelmed with side projects and side quests. It's just a nice game that you enjoy, has some cool graphics, some good acting, and a lot of fun. I recommend people check this out. But tell me what you're playing. Are you working through your backlog? Are you playing Mafia? Or what's going on? Are you working on something through Game Pass? Go down below and let me know. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.